Game. Oh, now, obviously, I'm not about to put not a clip, not 2 seconds, not a second, a millisecond worth of Super Bowl content. You guys are getting pictures today for obvious reasons. Why put myself in that position when we kind of most content creators kind of know that you're not going to be able to put no damn Super Bowl performance that just came out in any way, shape, or form on your content. So enjoy the pictures. I got some pretty good ones for you. I mean, the obvious picture, the one that'll probably become a meme for some time. Listen, I know I get when you are doing a Super Bowl. Let's start here. When you're doing a Super Bowl and you are somebody like Kendrick Lamar, he obviously has hits that a person that maybe hasn't listened to Kendrick Lamar has heard before. So I get why maybe there was this controversial view on the way that Kendrick Lamar went about the Super Bowl because in this Super Bowl, it was a GNX set, essentially. That's what it felt like, at least. Now, you got Humble, you got DNA, you got all the stars, but for the most part, you got United in. All right, we're back. Look, listen, it was G, it was an interesting set list for a multitude of reasons. Obviously, the Super Bowl is going to be a lot different than going to a concert, even a pop out concert, because you know what you're getting yourself into. Even though GNX wasn't out at the time of him doing the pop out concert. One thing that you have to understand about Kendrick Lamar is first off, he doesn't give a fuck, right? I think if you are somebody that's listened to enough Kendrick Lamar, you appreciated the set list. If you listened to any G and X, you appreciated the set list. If you were a part of the beef in any way, shape, or form, involved emotionally, whatever, you appreciated it because you knew what the Super Bowl truly was to his nefarious ass. All right. We know what he was doing. All right. We know who he was aiming at. We know that Not Like Us is going to hit that final boom, and then, we'll finally probably let the beef simmer unless more shit comes out or whatever the case may be. But we know what Kendrick Lamar was doing. There is something about when he did Peekaboo that when he was on the X that was supposed to be signifying about Triple X and everything that happened with Triple X and Drake, or let me not say his name. I don't think he deserves a name sake right now. We're talking about Kendrick. But the other guy and everything that happened with X and how he might have had something to do with that. I personally didn't know that. That was something new to me. But hey, I guess we'll see. Because again, we know how Kendrick Lamar does things. We know that he is very subliminal. And then just the set list itself and the songs that were chosen, right? Because again, Kendrick has had such a great career. And within that great career, he has made so many, not, it feels like so many big songs or enough big hits that the casual fan would know. But obviously, because Kendrick Lamar just came off of one of, if not the biggest beefs of all time in hip hop, he used that to really stomp on the opponent, right? And I know it wasn't him blatantly doing it. At times it was blatant, but there was times it was secretive. The set list again, DNA, Humble. He played Euphoria. It wasn't just the obvious "Not Like Us." And I love the way that Samuel L. Jackson was kind of playing as the middle America slash that one guy that, again, I'm not going to say his name, in just whether or not or how to go about the Super Bowl, doing the big hits at the Super Bowl. He knew the way that he was going about the Super Bowl was going to be out there, considering that Kendrick Lamar has big hits that weren't played, right? You got Poetic Justice, you got Money Trees, you got Swimming Pools, Drake, you got music that, I or not I is the first song that always comes to my head when I think of that whole era of To Pimp a Butterfly. But uh so you just have brain farts in the middle. Know everything that you're coming in about to say, and then you start having brain farts. Excuse me. Kendrick, I think most people expected Kendrick to do all right with T Dude in the stance and everything that's been happening. And there's obvious affiliations and things like that. Again, I'm not going to get too deep into that. There's people that have probably talked about that on the political side or whatever, but again, I just think it was interesting, the set piece, the things that he did with the set piece, the way that he kinda teased Not Like Us throughout the Super Bowl performance. SZA obviously killed that shit with all the stars and Luther. I love Luther. I honestly wish the 30 for 30 freestyle came or 30 for 30. Oh, man, that just sounded like accidental shade. The 30, I wish they would've played 30 for 32, but it's okay. It's fine. Luther's a great song. Obviously, All the Stars is a big song, a great song. Black Panther soundtrack, but again, that even seemed like there was like, thinning the needle a little bit. I kind of felt exactly what was happening in this moment with with Kendrick. He just is just a little too poetic in the things that he does. There's always an intention in everything. So again, I know that you either really love this performance or you really hated this performance. And Kimi, again, I'm pretty sure he went into this knowing everybody's not gonna love what I'm about to do, right? Obviously, obviously having the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? You have the neighborhood at a Super Bowl, right? Again, these faces that are looked at and kind of frowned upon amongst the crowd and the audience that is watching, putting them straight in the face, for example. Like there are things that you just have to appreciate about the performance within itself. If you are somebody that understands what he's trying to do, the things he's trying to put into the forefront, because the Super Bowl being the biggest sporting event in America, knowing what that's going to do, how it's going to be perceived, those things are just as important. And there's a certain genius within that I feel like hasn't been discussed. I think everybody just keeps talking about the set list, and I get it. The set list was odd. Again, let me just go through the set list. It just says GNX teaser because he did a song that I'm pretty sure is going to come on some deluxe or something like that. You got Squabble Up, you got Humble, then you got DNA, then you got Euphoria, then you got Man at the Garden. Pick Luther, All the Stars, Not Like Us, and then obviously TVR. And then to end it with Game Over, oh, come on. Come on, this should be the final, like, all right, you heard it, you got it. I think we all understanding of that there's a bigger audience that just got put on to what's actually going on here, and there's shit, it's brand new territory for them. Yes, that beef was big, but there is still an audience that probably wasn't as attuned to the beef as people like us that are in the hip hop community, that love hip hop, that wanted to see a great spark, quite honestly, and it turned into way more than that. Obviously, there's certain things that that person did to themselves. There's other things that Kendrick did to him, right? But at the end of the day, just the victory lap that was taken. Again, I just have so much credit to be given to not only Kendrick, but just the whole set, everything that he did within the set. I mean, he ran around the whole fucking football field to get from X or to get from square to triangle to circle to finally X, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, please comment. There again, I know I'm missing a lot. I just really wanted to come to appreciate what Kendrick Lamar did. I know that because there was this mixed viewing of that for most artists, that's going to be a bad thing. For Kendrick, that is exactly what you want. And you want there to be people that are saying that they didn't like the set list. It creates a conversation. There's a point in doing specific things and not trying to cater to the whole audience, right? Sometimes that is needed. I think this whole, oh, it's the Super Bowl, we have to commit to whatever the Super Bowl or whatever the fans of the Super Bowl ask for is absolutely wrong. He's already told the industry multiple times, fuck y'all. And they keep saying, hey, come on, we need you for more things. So, hey, I'll take these things, but it's still fuck y'all. Fuck every single one of y'all. I'm going to do it my way. And if you don't like it, then fuck you. That's exactly the way that Kendrick has moved. And I appreciate that. Kendrick hasn't had to go out there and tell a million people about why Not Like Us is what Not Like Us was or did. Okay. He did in the magazine. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying for the most part, he sat his ass down. This isn't something where he's had to go and scream to the top of his lungs into the world. He's let the action show. And that is something that is very important. That is something, there is a certain character, there is a certain boogeyman. There's a reason why that man is called the boogeyman, right? He has not really said much within this whole piece. And even when he said things, there's always this just, oh man, it's like this menacing smile and this menacing like calm. Like it's that you know those people that are calm under every circumstance, and at a point you're just like, dude, can you react? That's Kendrick right now to me. He just doesn't fucking react. React at a point. Do something. God damn it. Like, I know that's the point. I know showing that you're unbothered, that you're calm is important, but I didn't mean, I'm sorry, guys, but it goes beyond that for me personally. I just have so much credit to give Kendrick. I mean, swept the Grammys, and I talked a little bit about it, but it was a bad quality of a video because I didn't have my microphone at that time, and I really wanted to record some. But like Kendrick Lamar has been on a run of a lifetime, quite honestly. I don't care if you again, hey, if dude would have used, oh, Kendrick just opened his mouth, someone gonna hit him a Grammy right now. If he would have used that a little more, and he actually focused a little more, I think we'd be having a little bit of a different conversation. Not too much. I think Kendrick would have still won as Kendrick did exactly what Kendrick needed to eat. You know, there was the perception of not being fuck wittable and then actually not being fuck wittable. And that is exactly what we've seen for the past, what, 9, 10 months now. Again, this is going to carry into the year. And then again, we're going to be looking at this every single time we talk about rap beef. Anybody beefing in rap, we're going to always go to the Kendrick versus the other guy beef, and we're going to talk about how Kendrick did exactly what he needed to do, and then exactly how you need to after something like that in a victory formation at that. Again, he was already in victory formation. I don't need to rub it in your face. I'm gonna rub it in your face by action. I'm gonna make sure you feel it in action. Go to Australia while I perform at the Super Bowl. Big as the Super Bowl, right? Big as the Super. Anyways, y'all, I'm gonna get up out of here. Y'all stay blessed. Have a good day.